my subtlest form of escalation is a lack of questions. If you've got people that are genuinely trying to understand and find solutions, they're going to ask questions to help them understand. When people shift from asking questions to only explaining why their viewpoint or their side is right, then you know that you're starting to escalate. And then the language becomes more forceful. You start hearing some obvious ones like, well, yeah, but, and they're going to interrupt each other. You're also going to hear some things like, well, everybody knows that. And you always say that. So you're going to start hearing some absolutes, and it might even escalate to labeling. That's an optimistic assessment, or you're not foolish enough to believe those numbers, are you? Now I'm starting to kind of impugn your character, your mental ability. And so it tends to escalate through a series of a lack of questions to forceful, convincing language, and all the way up to labels, where we're labeling people's ideas and ultimately labeling them themselves. So the sooner you notice, the better. Once you do notice, the best thing is just to go public with it. One of the best examples I ever saw, we kind of have this phrase that we like to use that if you name the game, you don't have to play it. So we actually saw somebody that was known as being really aggressive and kind of a bully in the organization. They were talking in a hallway and he started leaning in, and he was a big guy and he was leaning in on this little guy. And the little guy said, as we're talking, you're leaning in towards me and you're a lot taller than I am. It almost looks like you're trying to intimidate me by your size. What does the big guy do? Oh, I'm sorry. And he steps back. If you name the game, you don't have to play it. So if it starts escalating and you kind of do a timeout, and you say, guys, we need to stop here. It's like, I'm seeing people that a minute ago we were asking honest questions, and now we're using words like it's obvious that, and everybody knows. And I'm as guilty of this as anybody else, but this path doesn't take us anywhere. Let's take a step back. We can agree to find something that works for all of us, or at least to try to understand where we're coming from.